that you think. I've seen your bicycle, dear colleagues. That is probably that could be the answer. That is his bicycle that he has traveled with from Rwanda Kigali all the way. Now it's about 300 kilometers, 300 something kilometers from Rwanda Kigali to Chato, and is now heading to
Mwanza, and then I go to Arusha, and then to Kilimanjaro, and then to Salaam. And if the plan goes well, also to Zanzibar.
Zanzibar. On a bike?
On a bike.
On the bike. If you don't believe in bicycles, you have a long way to go. It's like
Hujambo na karibu katika channel ya AJE-FARMS, mashamba yanayotembea.
Guys, I hope it has been very informative. Our journey, our expedition along the shores of Lake Victoria has been so informative, detailed, and you know, I guess you might have learned one lesson or the other, or probably you might have a question or a comment or a different way of thinking from ours. Please kindly write your comment, your question in the comment section below this video. We shall be glad to interact with you. You know, the world is now ours through the internet. YouTube is there to connect us. And I've been with my friend, our visitor from Belgium. We have talked a lot, and here we are here to summarize and get an overview of probably what we have learned from our expedition. But before that, maybe we could just take a fast tour through this environment. Quick tour, a 5-minute tour before we come here. A quick tour, so that when we have an overview, we mean an overview because we have seen everything. Let's go and see the birds, ornamental birds, how they are raised on an organic farm, you know, traditionally, and probably look at the premises that we are preparing for accommodating future visitors like Mr. Pieter, who will visit from probably Tanzania and Chato. Will come get accommodation, bed and breakfast in the future. This is our project that is still underway, but we shall be glad to share with you in the future the updates from this side. This is Chato, and I'm Dr. Ibrahim from AJE-FARMS Mobile Farms, Mashamba no Tembea. Can't wait to take you around these premises. Come with us. Okay, so we get into this marvelous organic farm and get to know what's within the ornamental beds, the plants, herbal plants, fruit trees, and a lot more. We're going to explore the campus in 5 minutes and get to know what the campus is like. Let's get into here and see exactly what's within. So you can look at the ground is covered by gravels, so that when it has rained, it doesn't get muddy. So you can easily step on these small gravels. You can feel it, isn't it? So natural. So the gravels from the stones and spread all over through the campus, the premises, throughout the yard. Inside here, we are going to the chicken coop. It's a little bit fenced. It's a semi-free range system. It's a semi-free range system where you have different types of birds. I'll speak of some because of our time is limited. You can see the Peking ducks, the Malay ducks. They're always very noisy when they see visitors. They are trying to be very protective, like dogs. So when you come in as a visitor, make sure they'll always alert the owner that someone very strange is coming in. So you can see they're kept in here. The legs, the hiding sites where they lay eggs. Let's go and see the places where they lay eggs. It's made into shelves, hidden sites where these birds would come and lay their eggs in a natural way. No incubators, nothing. They come and after laying eggs, probably they brood their eggs here, and the eggs will hatch naturally. And you have the chicks, which are kept under a semi-free range system, because there is a fence around it, so predators can minimally come in, you know. So these are the premises. Leaving alone that, we have you have the dogs. These are Japanese Spitz dogs. They are not there now. Okay, it's different types of dogs. Right there, the pet dogs. You're on the farm, basically on the farms. Farmers will always keep dogs, chickens, other types of birds in the same premises. So these are the dog kennel. They are kept in a kennel. So you saw right there, let me show you. That's where you'll hang out with your guests who one may not be liking to come into your real home, your house. So you can just meet out there with fresh air under those shades of trees, colors, with the flowers all around, the birds, the sounds of birds in the premises. As I've told you, the ground is covered with gravels. After that, you'll come in here. This is the real home that we are planning to host visitors, planning not to stay in hotels, trying to live their life full of freedom. Let's get in and quickly see what's inside in this house. Come in. After you, maybe probably when you visit us in Chato, you like a fully equipped home with all the furniture, the refrigerator, as you can see, the refrigerator right there. Okay, and then you have the furniture. You can sit. Maybe you come to Tanzania, probably with your family, loved ones, the kids. We accommodate you. You come and stay here. You might book for a 6-month stay or a 2-week stay, or longer than that. Where you have your TV right there, we shall connect you with the Wi-Fi, the TV right there. And you will connect you with the Wi-Fi, the internet all the time. So you have the water here. The environment is real. We can also get some fish from Lake Victoria, the tilapia, the catfish. You know, we can give you the small fish and stuff like that. The vegetables from farms, organically grown vegetables from our farms, the fruits, and a lot more. This is the sitting room, and next time we shall take you into the bedrooms and stuff like that. Let's get out. Organically grown orange, as you can see, it has already started flowering, under natural conditions. Organic fertilizer from the poultry farm, right here. So staying here is really healthy because you'll get fruits as well. Organically grown orange, as you can see, it's almost the beginning of the season. You can see these are future fruits. The white buds are flower buds that are likely to bloom in the next few days. It's an organically grown orange that will feed you and your family as you stay at these premises. Right here. Lemon tree, you see the flowers have already bloomed, and I can see very small tiny fruits. This green one is a tiny fruit that maybe probably in the next 3 months will be ready to be harvested, and you can make your lemonade right here from the organic garden. is the mango tree, also blooming, kind of. You know, it's ready. It has already the buds. You know, this is Tommy, short like this, but ready to bear fruits. Organically grown as well. You know, using the farmyard manual from the poultry farm. We have the poultry, the ornamental birds here that give us the farmyard manual that we use under these trees. Naturally grown, fresh, as you can see. Very natural into the this is nurturing nature. Nurturing nature. I think you have seen the premises. This is about 1 acre plot that is totally fenced with fence wire, and as you have seen, the birds, there are other pets like dogs, and you know, a lot of fruits as you've seen. That's the house from outside, and when you come and want to stay here, you can easily WhatsApp us on +255 757 968. +255 757 968. You WhatsApp and you'll get more details on how much you have to pay, and you know, you can do all the inquiries on WhatsApp. Let's get to our final point where we started from. Everything is organic. You see, there is tap water running all the time. There is electricity, there's power from the main grid, but also we have the alternative source of power supply. That is a guinea fowl. That's a guinea fowl, domestic guinea fowl, making very good sound noise, and then beautiful noise from the guinea fowls, and then right here we summarize our trip. Finally, we are here. Back to the groove. Okay. Connecting the two continents, Europe and Africa. Mr. Peter from Europe and Dr. Ibrahim from Africa. We summarize what we have seen. What is your take as you now wind up the expedition, and probably this is the message that you will take to Belgium, tell your families, friends, kith and kin. What have you seen?
I've seen so many beautiful things. I've also seen a lot of challenges, like where people need to deal with. Okay. And I'm really happy that I could learn to know what is the things that people are working for and aiming for. But I think there is really a lot of challenges to be solved. Okay.
So many challenges to be solved is a kind of it's a puzzle. You know, I would like to know one or two that make the key challenges that you think should come in at the top in the list.
I think first the littering is a problem here. I think really people should take their waste and collect it and put it in the garbage and on the places that are designed for it, because if you walk around in the villages or also along the streets, there is too much plastic. So this attitude of people that, because all these trucks, they bring in these products from somewhere else, and the rest, like the bottles and all the plastic packaging is left here, and I think the community needs to decide how they deal with it. So because I see many places where this littering is burned, and this causes a lot of air pollution. There is a lot of air pollution also in the kitchen, where people use wood that is still wet, and this wet wood causes a lot of smog, and this smog is causing health problems. So we need to solve these health problems, and also we need to solve this littering, because the littering is also damaging the landscape.
Okay. So littering and, you know, waste management is one of the challenges that Mr. Pieter sees.
Yes,
one of them, yes?
From my perspective,
Okay.
that would be the first thing that I would change in this society,
Okay.
or in this community.
Okay. If any, living alone, the waste management, is there any other challenge, that main big challenge, before we jump into other stuff or discussion? Living along the waste management.
And I don't know, maybe that is the local challenges then. The local challenges of having a vision on the future, I think, is important, that you have leaders who decide how we deal with climate change, or how we deal with decisions on transport, or how we deal with decisions on how to interact in the harbor or interact with other communities outside.
Okay.
So I think also leadership and vision and also like deciding on your identity from which you start your interaction from, when you invite tourists or when you start business with other people.
Okay. So it's all about the idea of change. The idea of change, leadership. When he says leadership, he talks, I think, he talks of from the family level. As a family member, you are maybe a man or a woman at your level. What are you doing as a leader to change the ideology, the mindset, to bring about the solutions for climate change? But from a family level to a district level to a government level to a central government level, and to, you know, to the policymakers, probably this is his message. Two key messages: leadership and, you know, waste management. He has a lot to say, but time is limited. Let's focus also on the good side of it. Good side of Africa, good side of the story, good side about Tanzania. What really, what's the message that you'll take that will bring other people to come in Tanzania, and specifically Chato, try to visit as you did? What's the key message? Probably something, the good side of the story.
I think the good side of the story is that you have a lot of biodiversity. So I see a lot of birds and also trees and plants that are unfamiliar to me, so that I would like to learn more about. Okay. That is very interesting to me. I think if you listen also the sounds of the nature, that is something I like very much. And yesterday I cycled from the city 60 kilometers away from here to this place, and this was a very beautiful road where I saw a lot of local communities, where I saw beautiful landscapes, very helpful people also. When I had a flat tire, everybody was willing to help. So I feel very welcome, I feel very surrounded, I feel very safe also. So that is the positive things, yeah.
Okay, so have you ever watched the Royal Tour film? That was filmed by Her Excellency Madam President. She did it, and it was kind of distributed over the world, and people watched the Royal Tour. That was meant to attract more tourists coming to Tanzania. I hope if you have not, have you ever heard about the Royal Tour film?
No, I didn't.
Okay, please, if you have never heard about the Royal Tour film, I recommend you go to YouTube and try to search Royal Tour Tanzania. You'll see a lot. The wildlife, you see the hospitality. As talked about the hospitality of the people, the peace that we talk of. They say Tanzania is Kisiwa cha Amani, the peaceful island, where people, everyone is smiling, everyone is welcoming. They talk nicely. No one will harm on the road, you on the road as you ride your bicycle, as you cycle. Have anyone threatened you as you were cycling?
No. No, I feel very safe. It was a very nice experience. Even people stopped on the road to ask me questions. There was this Prince Mugabe, I think, that I met. And he stopped, and we had a selfie, and he asked if I was on Instagram because he wanted to share the picture. That was a really nice experience. Okay. And also when you go up hills, there is sometimes a lorry that goes very slow because he has a heavy load. Okay. So you can hang on to go up on the mountain and so on. So that's I had very nice experiences.
Nice experience. Very hospitable people, very welcoming, very peaceful environment. You were not scared to cycle through the terrains and the valleys, the mountains, because you know you had a very long ride, very long cycling through as you were cycling from Biaramlo to Chato. How many kilometers do you think?
Around like 350 kilometers, I think.
350 kilometers, and you were very safe.
Cycled very safe.
Okay,
I felt
very
safe.
Okay.
There is when there is these big trucks with all this, that is very dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah. And what also was very dangerous for me is that I didn't know that you drive on the left hand.
Okay.
So there was once a small trail where I was, like I'm used to do in Europe, on the right hand, but I should have gone to the left hand. So I say sorry to the person who was coming down the hill and he had to avoid me, so he felt almost inside because of my unknowingness on this left-hand riding.
Left-handed riding is in Tanzania. Because when you come, Mr. Pieter has already given you a hint of what to think of when you're coming in Tanzania, especially if you want to come with your bicycle and you would like to have a trip on the roads, as you did. Mind you, do the left-handed riding or driving, like he was about to get into a mess, but good luck. The people here are very welcoming, very understanding, generous people. So it was a very nice talk with the other guy who was involved in such encounter.
Yeah.
It was almost a collision, isn't it?
Yeah, it was almost a collision, and I said like, go aside. But it actually was me to need to go to the side. So he went to the right, and he was almost falling. But yeah, it was also a downhill encounter. So we both had high velocity, so it was kind of dangerous, and it was because of me. So I would really like to say sorry.
What was his reaction after that?
He was kind of angry on me, and he was right, because I was wrong. And, I should have gone back and say sorry. I was a little bit confused, because it is like the way I'm used to drive in all my life. Actually.
Okay. So we wind up our talk today, and it was really good talking to Mr. Pieter. He talked of the generosity of people and, you know, the peaceful environment he has seen, diversity of wildlife, the birds. You know, I am not sure if you are able to see the animals, the big animals anyway, as you cycled from Biaramlo or from Kigali to Chato.
No, I was in Akagera National Park, but I couldn't go in with the bicycle. So it was a system where you had to bring in a car that could bring me into a place, and I found that a little bit too complicated, because then they need a driver to bring me there where I was already there, and I wanted to have more freedom, and that's why when I decided not to visit Akagera National Park. And it was a little bit the same in I think it was Rwanda National Park. No, there is this one here.
Rwanda, the other side, right?
Yeah, so I think there is also the same problem, that it is focused on tourism, which is too much like this Western rich people who come in with a jeep and they do this safari. But I think there needs to be space also for people who travel slowly, who would like to walk, who would like to cycle, or just backpacking. So yeah, I think the definition of tourism should be really be broad. Tourism can even be like living in a place for like a month or 2 months, just to get to know the people, to have the culture, to have also the festivities, to see the difference, for example, between a weekday and a Sunday, that you see like different aspects of a society, not only this like places where people live, where you rush in a car and you have just a superficial impression.
You get the superficial impression rather than the real impression.
Yeah, and basically what these impressions do, they will reproduce stereotypes. So I'm in favor of a tourism that tackles stereotypes and that goes beyond simple thinking.
That goes into details, right?
Yeah, that goes into details, that goes into encounter, that goes into like maybe a solution, where tourism is often also a problem for local people.
Okay.
But I think tourism should also be some kind of way solution, and not only in monetarian terms, but also in terms of like the way we think. Because encounter can be from both sides.
Okay.
Not the Western tourist that comes here to encounter, but also local people that encounter the Western view, and also see that this Western view is problematic. Because this is not the way it is presented often in the media and in social media especially. And that's also why I mentioned this airplane traveling. As such, airplane traveling is problematic because it causes climate change. So if we want to do something about climate change, maybe we should not invite tourists.
Really? That's a surprising message.
Yeah.
Climate change, according to Mr. Peter, threatens the climate and endangers the species on Earth. Climate change is somehow related to the airplanes that flies, as Mr. Peter told us, gave us a hint. And maybe in the next episode, probably online, because the world is connected, we can do some Google meetings with Mr. Peter after he leaves. Probably he'll have so much to narrate, so much to tell you when it comes to why does he think that the flights, the airplanes will pollute, will cause climate change. You told me, when was your last time, how many times have you traveled on a plane?
I travel very often on a plane for my job.
For the job.
But the last time I took a plane for my private reasons was in 2003.
Okay.
And now also when I came to Kigali.
Okay. So for you, what could be the best mode of transport when it comes to looking at the climate and conserving nature? What could be the eco-friendly mode of transport that you think? I've seen your bicycle, dear colleagues. That is his favorite. Probably that could be the answer. That is his bicycle that he has traveled with from Rwanda Kigali all the way. Now it's about 300 kilometers, 300 something kilometers from Rwanda Kigali to Chato, and is now heading to
Mwanza, and then I go to Arusha, and then to Kilimanjaro, and then to Salaam, and if the plan goes well, also to Zanzibar.
Zanzibar. On a bike?
On a bike.
On the bike. If you don't believe in bicycles, you have a long way to go. It's like all is gold. This man is telling us that we have to kind of nurture nature, isn't it?
Yes, we have to believe and trust ourselves, because we can do more than we think. I think there is a kind of industry that pushes us into an airplane, but I think on a bicycle you're much more free and you have much more movement, and you feel much more happy actually.
You feel the environment, isn't it?
Yeah,
you get the breeze.
You get the breeze and you get everything on the bike. Even in Europe, I go a lot with the bike. With my family, for example, we go with the bike cycling in Denmark. We go cycling in France. So we do this very often.
So it seems after Chato, you'll be going to Rwanda, thereafter to Mwanza, Arusha, Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar. God bless. We wish you all the best as you travel back. And we are always in Africa, we say, welcome again.
Welcome
Karibu
again.
tena, karibu tena.
But
what could be the reason?
I will leave my traces. So I will talk to people and maybe other people will come here.
Okay. Thank you for watching, and we're here to say goodbye, all of us, from the world to the world. Thank you very much. See you then.
Habari, karibu Saka Afya Fitness kwa mazoezi ya mwili na afya bora. Watu wengi hawafanyi mazoezi kwa sababu mbalimbali. Wengi husema hawana muda wa kutosha, kukosa nafasi, na wengine kukosa maarifa juu ya mazoezi gani wafanye kulingana na afya yao. Basi ondoa hofu. Saka Afya tunakuletea mazoezi kiganjani kupitia simu janja yako. Tutakutumia mazoezi yanayoendana na hali ya afya yako, uwe kijana, mzee au mgonjwa, wake kwa waume. Hakuna kisingizio sasa. Mazoezi ya afya kiganjani mwako. Kumbuka, fanya mazoezi kama unapata dawa, la sivyo utatumia dawa kama unakula chakula. Dakika 30 tu, tena ukiwa nyumbani kwako, zinatosha kuvuja jasho la afya. Lipia shilingi 1500 tu kwa mwezi mzima na upate ofa ya kamba ya mazoezi ya kuruka jump rope. Wahi sasa, ofa hii ni ya muda mfupi na tutakutumia zawadi hii popote ulipo. Kwa maelezo zaidi wasiliana nasi kwa simu namba 0622500900 au tembelea mitandao yetu ya kijamii Facebook, Instagram, YouTube pamoja na Twitter kwa jina la Saka Afya. Saka Afya, fitness services at your fingers.